said to make some of the biggest. Broken some hearts, burning some bridges, so familiar. Arguing with mama when I should have shut up. And this is running the streets instead of chilling with the chillin'. Now how you gonna get chillin'? You don't even take the time to train. They look at you and mimic your ways. You love the girl while you hurt her. Love your dude while you stressing them out. Time precious, every second counts. We messing around. Yo, 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 what's going on, world? Just making sure that was just a little mic check. Getting ready to bring you another version of I shouldn't say another version, another edition of the Life Malcolm Show. Ain't no other version. It's it right here, man. Just really happy to be back in the building, man. Was very, very had a lot of writing to do over the past couple weeks, so I had to ask the good people at the studio and the station to run some replays. I hope you enjoyed the replays. So some of y'all probably missed the first show, the first time, the live version anyway. So, got a chance to see it again on the right time slot for or I should say the time slot for the live show. So glad you had the opportunity to see that programming. But we back now, yo, and we're going to have a good show. Got a guest for you tonight. But before we get to that, as is my custom, I have to express my deep and profound appreciation for my main man, DJ CEO, and my sister, Mrs. DJ CEO, a.k.a. Tampa Bay Tammy. Man, we were just talking about how we go way back, man. I'm talking about Tammy done talking about Sandals Bay nightclub. Oh, man. I don't know if I ever told us. Well, hold on, let me say this. But, I want to just do my customary thank yous, man. It's really important that you understand how significant it is that DJ CEO and Mrs. DJ CEO, a.k.a. Tampa Bay Tammy, make this programming happen, because it ain't nothing like it in Tampa Bay. Straight up, nothing like it. No commercial radio stations that you listen to, nothing like that. There's never been anything where you have such diverse programming with such intentionality, with such a direction to move people in the community, in the Tampa Bay community forward. And not, they might not say it, but the way it looked to me, it looked like they're trying to move us forward. They might not co-sign it. They might say it's a diverse movement, but the way I see it, you can't, ain't nobody ever let me on just to be talking for, an hour every week. WMNF, as a matter of fact, didn't kick me off. I don't even think they let me in the studio, to tell you the truth. But there's some of us, who see a need for us to just sit down and talk shop. And, I really appreciate that. Of course, DJ CEO and Mrs. DJ CEO, a.k.a. Tampa Bay Tammy, have been doing this for years with the In Touch News magazine. And so now, we just really have to show them the appreciation that they deserve for all this hard work and bringing this programming to us. And also, I don't know, some of y'all by now might have guessed who the man behind the board is. But just in case you haven't, we're going to keep it a mystery. But got to give a shout out to my main man behind the scenes doing the thing and making everything look good. And I have to thank you for tuning in. And I don't know on what platform you're viewing right now, but keep in mind, you can view us on www.intouchnews.com. You can also view us on Facebook on the In Touch News page, and on YouTube on the YouTube In Touch News YouTube channel. And if I didn't say it, and I think I neglected to do so, I'm your host, Life Malcolm, and this is the Life Malcolm Show. I want you to tune in and call in at area code 813-444-9588. Call in, holler at your boy, man. I do a lot of talking, a lot of places. I don't know why y'all act like y'all too shy to get on the radio, the air, and call in and holler at your boy. But call in. I'm gonna turn my headphones around. I think I got them. Yeah, they were feeling funny on my ears, almost like how you put the wrong shoe on the wrong foot. It's been a long time since I did that, but I remember what it feels like. But like I was saying a bit ago, DJ CEO and Mrs. DJ CEO, a.k.a. Tampa Bay Tammy, and I go way back. Tammy was talking about the the Sandals Bay Club, and the way I met Tammy, and I don't know, we might have had a little beef for years, because she was a judge on this talent show, and I thought I was talented, man. I came out there doing my rapping, and they had some jokers up in there. I don't know what they were doing. The only one I remember from the contest is my main man, comedian Lawrence Craig, also known as LC. LC and I were just, we just getting our feet wet in the Tampa Bay, what you call it? Let's say entertainment community. We both have relatively significant names in our respective entertainment genres. But I remember LC was like, we were over in the cutting sandals, and he was like, yo, you think this joke funny? And I was like, yeah, that's good. And he was like, I was like, what you think about this rap? He about to get this contest on. And Tammy was up there, and I think it was some other person, DJ Red Storm or something. I don't know. No, Red Storm was actually a good DJ. This other person wasn't no good DJ. And they ain't vote for me. And I felt some kind of way. But over the course of time, I learned that it was nothing but love. And I had to learn that I just wasn't, the rapper that Tampa needed at the time. They needed other rappers like crazy, who ended up tearing the city up with his music, and I mean pushing Tampa into mainstream view, if you will, with a lot of the songs. I mean, y'all know "Leave the Club" and "Roll 'Em," and one of my personal favorites, "I Hate My Baby Mama." He's crazy as a musical genius, if you ask me. And so, but that's way back over there off of Fletcher. And like Fletcher and like 15th. Some of y'all might remember back in them days. But yeah, so it's been a family affair for a long time. I mean, I even tell you, man, DJ CEO, he helped me polish myself a little bit. He never really gave me a hard time about me being me. But how the older men look at you, and like when you don't have it all together yet, like, look at that boy with them braids, I don't know why he don't tuck his shirt in. They don't say it, but they got that look, I don't know why that boy don't tuck his shirt in. And the funny thing is, man, now I keep my shirt. I keep a tucked in shirt almost every day I'm in court. Slacks and, all that stuff. I be looking like DJ CEO most of the time. Bump into him at the concert. And both of us was looking fly. I got the picture. I can show you, But that comes from being around older men. But older men who care enough to take a little time, drop a little hint, give you the little eye, And at the same time, it also comes from the younger man being receptive to that type of admonition and instruction and picking up on the hint. You dig? I tell you what, I talked about being in court. And I'm in court a lot, right? And when I go, I'm some of y'all done seen me when I put on the stuff, right? And I was in court yesterday. It was this morning. And I saw this guy, this brother, walk in with his shorts below his butt muscles. Now, they weren't all the way down his thighs, but they was just below his butt muscles. And as he walked in, he reached for him and pulled him up. And I was like, but he pulled him up and stopped right at his butt muscle. Well, I was like, why you going to even pull him up? You just, man. And so it was just, but I remember I ain't never sagged like that. I think it's a difference between sagging and assing. Like, there's two different things. You can sag. I got a little sag on me, sometimes it's still, got a little baggage, come on, man, I'm 90s. I'm, Bell Bill DeVoe, Jodeci, Jay-Z and, all that stuff, right? You got your little sag on. But that's different than just assing. You can see your butt muscle parts. Your pants don't even cover. That's a whole different kind of thing. And I wanted to say something to the brother, but I got the sense that the brother might not be receptive to the critique, and you have to. I was talking to a friend of mine. You just have to sometimes come to the conclusion that some of us are bruised fruit. Malcolm talked about that. Bruised fruit, you got to throw it away. Got to throw it away. And I'm not saying that some of us who bruised can't be, sometimes I cook. I don't know if y'all know that about me. Y'all should. We showed y'all some of my special ingredients and seasonings and herbs and all. I cook. I cook for real. I'll never cook nothing out of a box. Never cook nothing out of a bag. Never no frozen this and never no can. No pot. I mean, rice. Come in a bag. But I'm saying like not the frozen bags. Never no process. None of that stuff. I don't even own a microwave. Like I cook. And so sometimes, you might get a piece of bruised fruit, but it's not bruised so badly you have to throw the whole fruit away. You could just, slice a little bit off, polish it up, if you will, to use the word I used a bit ago. But sometimes the fruit bruised so badly, gotta throw it away. I had to do that with a banana yesterday. I cooked some amaranth grains, 8,000-year-old ancient amaranth grains, right? And I like to put banana in it. So I was slicing up, I peeled the banana, but too bruised. And I hate to throw away food, but had to throw it away. And some of us just bruised fruit. And I could tell that the brother, at least at this point in time, had a little too much bruising. Somebody might have said that about me if they saw me 20 years ago. I don't know if y'all saw the picture I posted of myself. It's like a little inset of me when the bandits with badges arrested me and put me in jail for something close to nothing. And I put a little inset of that picture with a picture of me right now. People probably could have guessed that I was a throwaway fruit based on that inset picture. But look at me now; they want to keep me. I'm like the Whole Foods fruit. I'm not like the Walmart fruit. I'm like the Whole Foods fruit. And I learned over the course of time that when you see people, you're not necessarily seeing the whole story or the whole picture. I heard one time about this man who had 4 sons, and he took each of those sons to go look at a tree, same tree, but he took them to see the tree at different times. He took different seasons. He took one boy to see the tree during the winter, took another boy to see the tree during the spring, took another boy to see the tree during the summer, and another boy to see the tree during the fall. And at the end of the year, whatever, he got them all together and asked them to describe the tree. And of course, the boy who saw the tree in the winter talked about how the tree looked like it was dead, barren, ready to be chopped down, no good, not bearing any fruit. The boy who saw the tree in the spring said, the tree looked kind of rough, but it might have some potential. The boy who saw the tree in the summer saw the tree in full bloom, like it's a magnificent tree. And of course, the boy who saw the tree in the fall was like, it looks like it might be on its way out. But to them, it's the same tree. So maybe I just saw this brother, this bruised fruit brother with his butt muscles hanging out in his fall winter season. Maybe, hopefully, he has a spring summer season coming, and yeah. But yeah. I mean, DJ CEO, I guess he's seen the phases of the tree before, and I guess he saw some little spring leaves on me, and eventually saw the whole tree blossom, bearing fruit. And I can't thank you enough for that. And I guess that's enough to go ahead and take us to break. When we come back, got a guest for you right here on the Life Malcolm Show. We're going to be talking a little bit of, I don't know if we're talking politics or if we're talking elections, but we're going to be talking about her for sure when we come back on the Life Malcolm Show. See you on the other side of the break.
This is the recipe you've been waiting for. A little touch of smooth mixed with a big touch of soul.
This is how we do it.
We are In Touch Radio.
Hello, this is Representative Wingate Newton, and I need your vote. I'm running for the new Florida House District 62 seat, which covers South St. Petersburg, Riverview, Gibsonton, West Brandon, and Tampa. I served 8 years on the St. Petersburg City Council and 4 years in the legislature, where I built working relationships and bridges to bring home millions in much-needed resources. I am a lifelong Democrat, and I have been married to my soulmate, Melissa Newton, for 32 years. I ask for your vote on August 23rd. It would be an honor and a privilege to represent you again in Tallahassee. Paid for by Wingate M. Newton Sr., Democrat for Florida House District 62.
Get ready for over 5 decades of music. It's the last stop on the Love Train Tour, starring the OJs. It's your last chance to see your favorite group. The OJs live in concert. With Gerald Austin and the Manhattans. Friday, August 26th in the Straz Center. Also featuring Shirley Murdoch. The OJs with hit after hit. With Gerald Austin and the Manhattans and Shirley Murdoch. Friday, August 26th in the Straz Center. It's the Farewell Tour for the OJs. For tickets, go online to strazcenter.org. Put your hands together for the OJs, Gerald Olsen, Manhattans, and Shirley Murdoch.
Yo. Welcome back to the Life Malcolm Show right here on In Touch News Radio, where everybody's a star and the biggest star is you. And I'm your host, Life Malcolm. Right now, though, I have a special guest in the studio with me, and her name is Mrs. Belinda Noah, right here on the Life Malcolm Show. Come to bless us with her presence in the midst of her hard-working effort to win this election next weekend. If you are a registered voter, you should listen to this carefully. This gonna help you make the decision for Mrs. Noah. You're gonna get to Noah. Get it, Noah? You're gonna get to Noah. See, that's the double entendre. If you didn't catch, we do those lyrical kind of things. But listen, you're gonna get to Noah in here and become familiar with it. So when you go to the ballot box, it's not just a name on the ballot and you eeny, meeny, miny, mo. You will know who to choose based on this Life Malcolm show. So if you're a registered voter, go ahead, tune in. And if you know other people who are registered voters who might not be tuned in right now, holler at them, call them up, tell them to tune in, share this show with them, because this is a very important election. Mrs. Noah is running for a very important position. And right now I'm going to stop talking and start asking her some questions so I can keep my promise to you that you will get to know Mrs. Belinda Noah. Thank you so much for coming out to the Life Malcolm Show today.
Yes, and you're welcome. Thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure.
It's the honor is all mine. So tell me, where are you from?
Yes, I was born in Live Oak, Florida.
Where's that?
Yes, it's a small town in North Florida.
Okay.
And I spent my growing up years there, and it was quite interesting. I have 7 brothers and sisters.
Okay.
And we...
Wait a minute. 7 brothers and 7 sisters?
No, there are 4 boys and 4 girls.
Okay.
Yes.
I was going to say, woo. Yo, if it was a small town, y'all packed it out.
Yes.
But now, I got to stop you there. When you say North Florida, you have to say it's next to something. So what is it next to?
It's next to Lake City, Florida.
Right, another small town.
Another small town.
Yeah, right? Yeah, okay, all right. So next to Lake City.
And next to Lake City, it's next to Gainesville, Florida.
Right, okay.
And, of course, I attended Douglas High School and Sewanee High School because initially the schools were not integrated.
Okay.
So Douglas High School was an all-black school. And then they decided to integrate the schools. And so we moved to Sewanee High School.
Okay.
And from there, my father got a job at the VA hospital in Gainesville, Florida. So we moved from Live Oak to Gainesville, Florida. And so I graduated from Gainesville High School.
Okay. Nice.
But it was very, very interesting growing up in Live Oak, Florida, because back then there was no crime, and we would leave our doors open throughout the day, and we could play outside as long as we wanted, as long as we got home by dark.
Right.
And I grew up just doing a variety of things. From an early age, I started working with my mom and dad, picking pecans, digging baits.
Like for fishing?
Yes, for fishing.
All
Yes,
right.
for fishing. Yes. And planting all types of crops and raising chickens and just growing sugarcane, making our own syrup. And so we did a lot of things that, looking back on it, I wish that I had maintained all of those skills.
I was going to ask, do you still do any of those things?
I do some of them.
Like what?
And well, I still grow vegetables.
Okay.
And I love fishing as much as I can. I love being on the water. I love going to the beach.
All right.
And I suppose I'm an entrepreneur too. And I've continued to help entrepreneurs even in my legal career.
Okay.
So I think that foundation has really made a difference.
How did you tell me about the legal career? How did you, where'd you go to law school? What'd you do for undergrad? That if it was that made you decide, when did you decide you want to be a lawyer? Just talk about that a little bit.
Yes. Well, my mother and father, when I was about 8 years old, they recruited me to start drafting letters on my father's behalf, because my father is a World War II Buffalo soldier.
Okay.
And so he fought in the Italian theater, and he was injured. He received a Purple Heart. He was injured. And then he came back home and he resumed working. And unfortunately, he was working on the farm and the tractor turned over on his leg.
Oh, no.
And so he was injured, and his colleagues did not find him until over an hour had passed. So by the time they found him and took him to Suwannee County Hospital, gangrene had set in. So they moved him from Suwannee County Hospital to Lake City Veterans Hospital. So luckily, they were able to save his life, but he lost his leg. And so subsequent to that, he had to recuperate for over a year. And so my mom and dad had asked me to start writing letters that my father dictated to me requesting his benefits, because he was due benefits because of his injury, and he was not receiving them. So I started drafting letters to the various agencies at that young age requesting benefits. And eventually he did receive them. So I think, just looking back, that was my first introduction into the legal field.
Okay.
But at the time, I didn't realize it.
Right.
But then later, after talking to friends and others, and they would ask me, that question, what led you into the law? And then I started remembering those instances. And so that's when I realized, yes, that was the foundation that led me to, after graduating from Gainesville High, I came down to University of South Florida.
Okay. Go Bulls.
Yes, go Bulls. And graduated from USF. And from there, I went on to Florida State University College of Law, where I received my Juris Doctor. And then, yes.
Yeah, it's a great law school. Yeah.
Yes, it is. And then
A lot of people don't know that. They know Seminoles and
Exactly.
football and stuff like that, but they don't know Florida State as one of the top law schools in
Yes,
Florida.
it does. Yes, it is one of the top law schools. And back then, we didn't have any restrictions on, there were no censors in the courthouses or in the courts. So as a law student, I remember going up to the Supreme Court and meeting with some of the Supreme Court justices, and we would have conferences. They would invite me to sit at the conference table and study and just ask questions. But that, of course, has changed, because now you have to, there are restrictions. But back then, I could just walk. It was only about 2 blocks from the law school.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And so I would walk up there and just study and do research and talk with the justices, and just getting advice. So those were very interesting days. And yes, and then from there I eventually went up to Widener University School of Law, where I completed my Master of Laws and my PhD, which is the highest degree attainable by any lawyer in the country.
Right.
And very few lawyers have that degree.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, so it's been quite interesting. And of course, I've done a lot of things as a lawyer. I was one of the first lawyers to start a legal talk show.
Well, before you do that,
Sure.
Why did you get back to Tampa after those accomplishments at Whiting?
Yes. Well, what happened, when I graduated from law school, I was offered a position at the at a law firm in Jacksonville, Florida. And so we moved to Jacksonville, and I worked with this law firm for almost a year, and then I was offered a position in Tampa. Okay. So I came back down to Tampa to accept the position with Commerce Clearinghouse. It's a major international company that we produce labor law guides, corporate law guides that are read by businesses and individuals, lawyers and others throughout the country and the world. And so I did that for a while, which was very interesting. And at the same time, I started the legal talk show called Legal Notes here in Tampa Bay. And I think I was probably the first lawyer to start the legal talk show. And it was a pro bono legal talk show. And I provided legal advice to the audience. Oh, that was back in the 80s, mid to late 80s. Okay. Yes. Yeah. And that was long before now you have a lot of legal analysts. Right. But back then there were very few legal analysts. And I also was a special guest on the morning shows, whereby I would provide legal tips to the morning show audience.
Like the news networks or something.
Exactly,
like that? Okay.
Exactly. ABC, I think CBS, the various NBC, morning talk shows. Exactly, back in those days. Yeah. And I received a pro bono award for the Legal Notes show because it was very interesting. We had special guests on from the community, other lawyers, other judges as well. And
what kind of topics did you cover generally?
Oh, we would cover everything, especially if it pertained to their particular area of expertise. We would cover contracts, we would cover negligence, health law matters, business matters, just a variety of issues, criminal law as well. And it was very interesting. And in fact, I got started with that program because I became a community producer at Jones Intercable. Oh, yes. Wow. You remember that? Yes, exactly.
Cable bill.
Exactly. Exactly. So I became a community producer. Okay. And because I wanted to give back to the community, because I've always been interested in combining my mass communications background with the law.
Is that what you did in undergrad?
Exactly. Exactly. Right. Mass communications. And so that's how I got started. I produced the show and I also hosted the show. And as I said, I received the pro bono award from the Hillsborough County Bar Association for that program. Okay. And
you should be sitting in this chair. So now, so after you left that particular organization, I'm assuming that you did. You still with the Commerce place?
No, I left there. I left Commerce Clearinghouse. I was off. Yes, exactly. I was offered a position. I was producing the legal talk show. And I was offered a position with the state of Florida to serve as a assistant general counsel with the Department of Business Regulation in Tallahassee. Right. So we moved up to Tallahassee. My husband and I and the children, we moved back up to Tallahassee. And I served there, basically ensuring compliance with the various statutes pertaining to businesses, hotels and restaurants, pari-mutuel waging, as well as alcohol and tobacco. Right. So that was very interesting, providing that service to the state of Florida. And then I also worked with, I moved on, I was recruited by the Department of Banking and Finance in Tallahassee as well to work with them, helping to ensure compliance with the securities laws, with the mortgage laws, with the banking laws. And so I did that for a year or two. And then I was recruited again to work with the department, with the county commission in Tallahassee, Florida, Leon County. They needed someone to help coordinate businesses, to help small businesses, minority businesses to secure contracts. So I took that position and I did everything that I could within the law to help minority businesses to secure contracts. And I also implemented the Women and Minority Business Enterprise program
that's that WIMBY.
Exactly. Yeah. That's me. That's my creation.
Get out of here. That's big.
Yes.
That's huge. It sounds like it might be a time for break, and that's a good point to break because I want to talk to you a little bit more about that when we come back.
Sure.
So, listen, ladies and gentlemen, y'all go ahead and give a hand clap welcome right now for Mrs. Dr. Attorney Belinda Noah right here. I did not know that you had accomplished so much. I'm so happy that you're here, and we're going to talk more about everything that you've done and what you're going to do next right here on the Life Malcolm. So we'll be right back after the break.
Thank you.
By now, we're all aware of the dangers of COVID-19. Like others with existing health issues, cancer patients are at a high risk due to their compromised condition. If you are newly diagnosed with cancer, your care likely can't wait. Moffitt Cancer Center is the best place for your cancer concerns and to provide guidance to help you plan your next steps. We're here for you. Call 1-888-456-2839 or go to moffitt.org/here-for-you.
You've been injured. You deserve help from an attorney that knows how to handle your injury claim. This is Attorney Clinton Paris from the Law Office of Clinton Paris. For over a decade, I worked for insurance companies, and now I use that knowledge and experience to help people that have been injured. For a free consultation, call me, Attorney Clinton Paris, at 813-413-7924. That's 813-413-7924, or at parislawoffice.com. At the Law Office of Clinton Paris, we take the pain out of being hurt. Offices, Riverview.
Hello, this is Representative Wingate Newton, and I need your vote. I'm running for the new Florida House District 62 seat, which covers South St. Petersburg, Riverview, Gibsonton, West Brandon, and Tampa. I served 8 years on the St. Petersburg City Council and 4 years in the legislature, where I built working relationships and bridges to bring home millions in much-needed resources. I am a lifelong Democrat, and I have been married to my soulmate, Melissa Newton, for 32 years. I ask for your vote on August 23rd. It would be an honor and a privilege to represent you again in Tallahassee. Paid for by Wingate M. Newton Sr., Democrat for Florida House District 62.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call Herman White at 961-6661. That's 961-6661.
What's up, world? Welcome back to the Life Malcolm Show. I am your host, Life Malcolm. And listen, you can call in right now at 813-444-9588 and talk to Mrs. Belinda Noah, your Dr. Mrs. Attorney, Scholar, Wimby Creator, Belinda Noah, right here. Call in, man, and holler at her, encourage her, ask her questions. She knows what she gonna get if she gets your vote. You need to know what you gonna get if you give her your vote. Call up, holler at her. She tell that she ready to talk to you. And so we gonna let her talk to you. Tell me a bit more about Wimby and how you made it into what it is.
Well, I was charged with ensuring that minorities had equal opportunities to contract with the county. So as part of that mandate, I thought that it would be necessary to look at all of the policies and make the appropriate changes. And so I've gotten a lot of feedback from the community concerning the need to also include women as well as minorities, African Americans and other minorities. And so that's when I came up with the policy. I drafted the policy, and it went through all of the appropriate channels through the Board of County Commissioners, and it was approved. And so that's when it all started.
Like how long did that take?
Yes, it took less than a year.
Really?
It did. It took less than a year because
it was that good.
Yes, we were really committed.
Yeah.
And we really took it seriously. So we wanted to do everything that we could to help the community, to help small businesses and others.
All right, so now we know that you're running for judge, but and how long ago did you get Wimby started?
Oh, that was quite some years ago. That was in the late 80s.
Yeah, no,
yes.
I've heard about it
yes.
since at least the mid 90s.
Yes,
late
exactly.
90s when I came back home and started hanging out at county commission meetings and other things. With Wimby, MB. So
exactly.
I know it's been around for
yes,
a while.
So, a long time.
All right, so move us ahead a decade or so. Tell us what you've been up to and tell us about this. I think I know that you travel internationally because you're barred in other places in the world. And so just talk about that a little bit.
Yes. I went up to Wilmington, Delaware, and I completed my Master of Laws and my PhD in health law. And at the time, that was during the period of the tobacco litigation. You all probably recall when that was when we were litigating those cases. And so I was recruited by one of the major law firms that was handling the tobacco litigation on behalf of the consumers. And they had asked that I that I serve as the liaison attorney internationally, because they were aware that I was licensed to practice in Africa. And so I went over and presented some of the African governments with the opportunity to seek redress because of the tobacco injuries.
Right.
So that's what that's what led me to get involved with the tobacco litigation, which was very important. It was about a $11 to $12 billion settlement, and so so I worked on that, and I also worked on helping the individuals recover once that class action was settled. Then I also helped serve the community by helping the individuals recover their portion of those damages.
Wow.
And
How did you do that?
yeah, well, what I did was I put on pro bono seminars and explained the law to everyone at various churches and at different forums.
How long did you do that? Because I could imagine that it took quite some time for people to, get their portion, as they would say in church.
Yes, exactly.
So, like, how long did you help people recover?
Yes, well, it was at least a 5-year period. And
That's
then
serious dedication.
Yes, exactly. And so I was happy that they were able to recover eventually. Of course, it will not replace what they lost,
right,
but at least they received some measure of recovery. So I did that, and I also worked as an environmental lawyer with Widener University School of Law, served as a law professor, and also a law professor at Stetson University, teaching health law, and internationally a visiting professor at the University of, in Ghana at the Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration.
Okay.
And
let me stop you right there. One of my favorite professors, my favorite professor is from Ghana.
Okay.
You being a bull, you might know him, Edward Kesey. You know Kesey by any chance?
Is he here? Is he local?
Oh, he's in Tampa.
Okay.
But he's like the premier guy on genocide.
I see.
He's a stellar guy. You got to look him up. You'll love him.
Yes, I definitely will.
He talks about Ghana all the time, and I want to go so badly.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Okay, but go ahead.
Yes, it's a great place to visit and to live. It really is. And so as I said, I was called to the Ghana bar as well. So I have practiced law overseas in Ghana, and also I've always tried to help enhance my community. So I also was recruited to serve as the director of the largest entrepreneurial program in the country, called the Founders Institute. There are chapters all over the world, and what we do is it's a semester program, and when the students graduate from that program, they are in a position to take their company globally.
Wow.
And some of the companies have gone on to become multi-billion-dollar companies. And so while I was serving as a director, I also served as a lawyer, providing legal advice on contracts, intellectual property matters, and we also have a lot of mentors that are available to help the companies to grow and to provide advice on an as-needed basis.
Well, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I just have to ask, just based on everything you said, is there an area of law that you don't know?
That's a good question. And it reminds
employment law, labor law. I mean, that's different. Business law is different than labor law. But one of my favorite law school professors was a man named Professor Plass, and he taught labor law and helped me understand how different it is, nuanced it is from, because I'm thinking business law, labor law. I mean, you talked about health law, contract law. I mean, is there an area of law that you don't know?
Well, that's a good question. And sometimes I will even introduce myself by saying I have practiced law from admiralty to zoning, from A to Z, so to speak.
Yeah.
But it is so fascinating, and I love the law, and I love the people. And I think that the fact that I have been able to produce the legal talk shows, that has enabled me to really delve into areas that I probably would not have done so without that. Because if there are various guests on the show, then I always like to become as much of an expert as possible in that field of law, even if I'm not specifically focusing on that in my practice.
Right.
And when I was in Delaware, I also continued with the legal show. It was the Legal Notes show. It was aired on the Wilmington stations as well as some of the Philadelphia stations up in that area.
Let me ask you about that. Can anybody find archives of the show?
Well, it probably so.
Okay.
Probably so.
Nowhere, because I would love to
Yes,
go back and
yes,
check out some legal
yes.
notes episodes.
Yes.
You know where?
Well, I would have to. I can contact the station.
You should.
And yes.
You should make a
yes,
website.
Yes.
You really should. Whoever,
Yes.
I know if you flying all around, you know people.
Yes.
You know somebody, hey, make me a website.
Yes.
And, oh, man, because that would be so helpful.
Yes.
Especially to, young lawyers
It's
and
true.
others. Man, yeah, I mean, in the community at large, right?
Exactly,
Because I'm
exactly.
sure, although the law has changed, it ain't changed that much.
No,
right?
it
That
hasn't.
the principles and precedents don't stay in place.
Exactly.
So, yeah, that would be, just the idea, just put my little name at the bottom for, idea buys.
Definitely, definitely. And that reminds me that I also initially started producing the videos on the Black codes and the history of Florida and of the United States, because I thought that was very important as a young lawyer, as a young law student, and as a young lawyer to provide that type of information to the public. And so that was really the initial introduction into later producing the actual Legal Notes television show.
So let me ask you this question. We're going to start talking about this election.
Yes.
By the way, how's it going?
Oh, it's going very well.
Okay.
Yes,
All right.
thank you. Thank you for asking.
When did you decide that you were going to throw your hat in the ring, so to speak?
Yes, I decided earlier this year because I felt that there was a need to step up to the plate, so to speak,
Okay.
and serve as on the bench, because I just want to be able to utilize the experience that I have to enhance the lives of my fellow human beings.
Yeah.
And I felt that I would be remiss if I did not do so, especially looking at the history and the fact that some of our ancestors had, they gave a lot in order for us to have the opportunities that we have today. So I felt that I would be letting them down as well if I did not utilize my knowledge and my experience and my background to serve the community as a judge.
Not
elected.
only that, it's nothing else left in law for you to do, right? I mean, you left no stone untouched, unturned, however they say that. Yeah. So, all right, I appreciate that answer. Now, you don't have to talk about the competition, so to speak, if you don't want. But I want to know, how do you, if you have an idea, how much different is your vast experience and legal knowledge compared to others who might have their name on the same in group 6 with yours? Like, what's the difference? I mean, it's not bragging. You made the accomplishment, you accomplishment. Like I watch a lot of Michael Jordan because I like to watch greatness. Like I enjoy sitting here listening to you and your greatness, right? So it's nothing wrong with Michael. I saw this whole thing where this guy said Michael Jordan number 1 in this category, number 2 in this category, number 1, number 3, all the way down the line. He just ended up as all the way down.
Yes.
And you sound like you done hit everything, did this, that. You got the 6 rings Michael Jordan got, the defensive champ. You got all the stuff, right? And the question is, like, you compare Michael Jordan to what's that boy name that play on his team, Horace Grant. He got rings too, but he just got to say, well, he ain't no Michael Jordan. And I'm not saying you have to call names, but just to give voters an idea of how when you say bring your experience, like how does that compare, relatively speaking, to the group? Like who else comes close to that kind of experience?
Well, I would have to admit that my opponent does not, because
you only run against one person.
Yes, one person.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
I could have told you that. I don't even know who it is, but they could have done all that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. And so
okay.
My opponent does not have the level and the breadth of experience that I have. I have over 39 years as a outstanding practicing attorney. And of course, I have the highest degree academically as well. And as we were talking about earlier, my level of experience is very high, and it encompasses a lot of areas because of the type of work that I have been doing, my commitment to the community, and my commitment to service. And
I really appreciate that throughout this discussion, while you've highlighted many of your accomplishments, you've also talked about how important it is that you help the community, that you serve the community. Not only that you talk about it, but you've also given examples of, winning the Pro Bono Award. I mean, you've been dedicating almost 5 years or more to help people recover, from the tobacco injuries. I mean, that's demonstrative, because I don't know what you know, if anything, about me. I don't have a whole lot to say about me, but what anybody who knows me knows, I'm about the community, I'm about the people. And so that's near and dear to my heart to hear you say that over and over again. Just not only do you talk about all that you've been able to accomplish in your field, but also all that you've been able to accomplish in your field with that helps the community at the same time. I really appreciate that. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that. We got to talk some more about judging and judgeshipness, and we're going to do that on the other side of the break right here on the Life Malcolm Show, y'all. I have Mrs. Dr. soon-to-be President Judge and all the rest of that, Mrs. Belinda Noah, right here on the Life Malcolm Show.
This is Representative Wingate Newton, and I need your vote. I'm running for the new Florida House District 62 seat, which covers South St. Petersburg, Riverview, Gibsonton, West Brandon, and Tampa. I served 8 years on the St. Petersburg City Council and 4 years in the legislature, where I built working relationships and bridges to bring home millions in much-needed resources. I am a lifelong Democrat, and I have been married to my soulmate, Melissa Newton, for 32 years. I ask for your vote on August 23rd. It would be an honor and a privilege to represent you again in Tallahassee. Paid for by Wingate M. Newton Sr., Democrat for Florida House District 62.
It's the last stop on the Love Train Tour with the mighty OJs. Friday, August 26th in the Strand Center with Gerald Austin and the Manhattans, plus Shirley Murdoch. For tickets, go online to strandcenter.org.
Yo. Back at you one more time on the Life Malcolm Show. I must admit, I'm your host, Life Malcolm. I got to tell you that in case you forgot from last time, right? But, or of course, in case you're just tuning in, you can call in at 813-444-9588. And if I'm saying it too fast for you, and that's why you haven't dialed yet, let me slow it down. You can call in at 813-444-9588. Old people tell me I talk too fast sometimes, like when I'm on the radio. Like, you talk too fast. So let me slow it down. I can't use that as an excuse. Slow it down for you. All right, look, back right here with this phenomenal woman. That you embody that, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I really do. I am so amazed and impressed, not only with all of your accomplishments, all of the stuff that you do for the community, the fact that you want to do stuff for the community, but at your humility to just come and hang out with little old brother like me, and shine your light on me, and make my summer tree grow a little greener, and I really appreciate that. So now, so I know in order to be a judge, you have to know the law, right?
Yes.
And you know a lot of the law. So now, how does your vast experience, clearly, the opponent is you far match the opponent, but how will you bring all of that experience you have and knowledge and how would you filter that into your robe? Yeah.
Yes. Well, my vast experience will enable me to appreciate and respect everyone that comes before.
Let me stop. I shouldn't have said filter. I meant to say funnel it into, like, pour it out, because I didn't want you to answer the wrong question. I meant to say funnel. How will all that funnel into your robe, the bench? That's the question I want to ask.
Yes. Well, it will give me the perspective to appreciate individuals that come before me, cases that come before me that may be people that come from all walks of life, cases that involve various areas of the law, because one thing about being a judge is that you may encounter various issues that you may not, if you don't have a lot of experience, you may not have ever encountered them before. So the more experience you have initially going on the bench, that enhances your success. That's my belief, because you do as a judge encounter areas that you may not have encountered as a lawyer, especially if you have just been very narrowly focused. So I think that having the ability, because of my my background, to learn about and to work in various areas of the law will enable me to be more successful as a judge, because it will, in a lot of cases, not be my first impression with a particular issue that may come before me.
And maybe not even your first impression of a particular type of person, if you will.
Exactly. That's correct.
Because
that's correct.
You just can't, in my view, sentence everybody the same way just because they might have done the same thing, have the same kind of criminal history.
Exactly.
Whatever.
Yes.
At some point in time, it seems that a good judge would have some kind of I don't know if it's compassion or some understanding, some kind of understanding of human circumstances.
Exactly.
And it sounds like, because not only have you been all around this country, you've been in several places around the world, it's very likely that you've seen people perhaps at their best and at their worst, and in between, and might be able to offer appropriate sentences based on that kind of that kind of experience. Does that make sense? Is that
yes?
I never want to be a judge, because when you're a judge, you can't say what you want to say, in public, and I want to.
Yes.
If it's only two places you can't say what you want to say in public. It's on the bench and on the Life Malcolm show. You got to say what he say.
Yes.
No, but I'm messing around.
Okay.
But no, because I just, that's so important. I've seen so many judges be so cold, so unfeeling, and almost inhuman, robotic, and dogmatic, and I don't know that that's the best thing. And let me say this: I've seen that more so when it comes to people who look like me.
Yes.
I see a lot of
yes.
So I'm wondering if having those kinds of experiences will, if you view those kinds of experiences as perhaps putting you in a position where you can judge appropriately, because of that, without just being this dogmatic, kind of ruler, so to speak.
Yes, that's true. It definitely puts me in a position to appreciate the various individuals and their backgrounds that may come before me, and also it has provided me with the understanding of the need for additional programs, additional opportunities to not to remove individuals from let's say the criminal environment, if at all possible. There are certain programs that will enable individuals to be diverted. Diversion programs, for example, or programs that will deal with issues that may have nothing to do with a criminal matter, for example, but because of the lack of resources, the lack of knowledge, individuals are not aware, so that they just assume that there's only one alternative, which is to maybe arrest a person and put them through the criminal justice system, for example. But there are many other programs that have not been utilized, for example, in Hillsborough County, that would be, I believe, much more successful, and would also enhance the lives of the individuals that may be within that system, so that they would not have the need to become a part of the criminal aspect of the judicial system, for example. So that is something that, if I am elected, I will do everything in my power to ensure that those types of programs are available for the community, because it's not always the need to involve a person in the criminal justice system. There are other alternatives that are out there that are available that I will do everything possible to utilize if I am elected.
Says the person who's done it before, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So we got 5 minutes. Anything you want to say about the upcoming election? Anything you want people to know about a website that where they can learn more about you, the campaign, etc. Just go ahead, tell people how they can early vote, and all that kind of whatever you think is pertinent for people to know. And then after that, I want to just have a little fun with you.
Yes. Yes, yes. Early voting has already started, so please, vote for Belinda Noah, Hillsborough County Circuit Court Judge candidate, Group 6. And my website is www.voteforBelindaNoah.com. And
Is that the number 4 or the word 4?
It's the number. It's the word 4.
Okay.
Vote for FOR. Vote for FOR BelindaNoah.com. Vote for BelindaNoah.com. And you can also mail in your ballot if you requested a vote by mail ballot. And you can vote early between now and up to the 21st, or you can vote on Election Day, August 23rd. So I appreciate your vote, and I am committed to ensuring fair and impartial justice. I am committed to adhering to the rule of law, and as I said, I am committed to providing, if elected, the programs that would enhance the community, that will provide the foundation for young people as well as older people to appreciate the judicial system and to appreciate that that they have an important role to play in that judicial system because they have the power. The people have the power, and I just want to have an opportunity to provide that service to the community. I'm explaining various areas of the judicial system, various areas of the law that will enable individuals to appreciate their role in the system.
All right. So, what's your favorite? Well, thank you for that. And I want you to know you got my vote. When we get done,
Thank you very
be
much.
sure that you email me a graphic or something. I'm going to put it on my Facebook and my Instagram, see if that helps out. And I'm going to let people to know to vote for Belinda Noah on the 23rd? Yeah, on the 23rd, August 23rd. Okay. All right. So,
Thank you.
What's your favorite food?
Oh,
you got one word. You only got a little time. What's your favorite food?
Oh my goodness, I love it all. I would say.
Okay, what's your favorite food to cook?
It's the special stew.
Okay.
Yes.
Who's your favorite R&B singer? Female.
Oh my goodness! Oh, so many of them.
You gotta pick one. Come on now.
I love Aretha.
Okay, Aretha. All right.
Yes.
Who's your favorite male R&B singer?
Oh my goodness! I love. Well, between James Brown and Barry White, and
okay, all right.
and
okay, all right, okay. What's your favorite color?
Oh, my favorite color is probably blue.
Big car or small car?
Big car, because there are lots of us, lots of family, three children, 10 grandchildren, husband, nieces, nephews. Okay. So there's always a full house.
All right. Okay. Let me see. What's your favorite type of music?
Oh, I love R&B music. I love it. And so I grew up on it. Okay. I grew up on listening to the radios. In fact, when I was a little kid, I was a teenager, and we would have parties during the summer, and I invited the DJs from Valdosta to come and host our party. And so they drove from Valdosta to Live Oak to host the party. So they played R&B.
Live Oak.
Live Oak.
Oh, because I don't hear very well. I just caught it. That's where you're from.
Live Oak.
Okay, I thought you said Live Oak. I'm like, I ain't never
No,
heard
Live
it.
Oak.
I got it.
Yeah, the live oak trees.
Oh, yeah, I know exactly where that is.
Live Oak.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
This might be a trick question. Who's your favorite rapper?
Favorite rapper? Oh my, that's a good one. That's a trick one. I would have to think about that one for a while.
Okay, all right. Let me see. Okay, all right. Okay. Who's better? Better all male singing group? Temptations or New Edition?
Temptations. Oh. Did I get that wrong?
I don't know. I don't. Okay.
New Edition is really good too.
I mean, they had all. I mean, come on now. I think New Edition had them by some years. They was doing it when they were little.
You're right.
Okay, hold on.
You're right.
Michael Jackson or Prince?
Oh, Michael Jackson, for sure.
He started again when he was like 8 years old.
Oh, yes, he did. Very dedicated. Very dedicated.
Okay. I guess the last question I have is, okay, I know. Since you're in Tampa, the Bucks or the Lightning?
Wow. I have to say that I'm a former, I represented some of the Bucks in some years past. I didn't mention that.
Go Bucks.
So, so I would have to say go Bucks. And
All
I
right.
remember the NFL Alumni Association.
Okay,
So,
okay, that's what's
but the
up.
Lightning, I love the Lightning as well.
Yeah. Go Lightning and Thunder and all that. All right, good. You know, Lightning is the like I think it's the so-called Indian word for Tampa. Did you know that? Yeah. I learned that on the Segway
Lightning.
tour or something like that. Yeah.
Yes, Lightning capital of the world.
Yeah, right. So, all right. Thank you so much for spending
You are
time.
welcome.
You have
You're
been
very
an
welcome.
incredible joy and an honor to host and have people learn more about you so that they can go out and vote and make an informed decision. I mean, you give them a lot of information. Listen, y'all, go out and vote for Belinda Noah for judge. Group 6, Belinda Noah for judge. The other person don't even matter. Yeah. Belinda Noah. Matter of fact, you can vote for her everywhere you can. Just write her in. You know, make sure she wins something. All right, Belinda Noah, right here on the Life Malcolm Show. Really appreciate you being here.
Thank you very
DJ
much
CEO.
for inviting me. Pleasure.